Alright my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about, the T598 versus the TGT2. I just got a comment on the channel that asked me what my my overall recommendation would be. And here's the thing, guys. I've watched a bunch of the T598 reviews that are already out. You've watched a whole bunch of T598 reviews that are already out. I personally have a Fanatec DD Pro, and I've used 4 other direct drive wheelbases from Camus, ranging from 5 Newton meters up to 15 Newton meters. And the only one that I still have is the Fanatec DD Pro, but I also have, and mine's the 8 Newton meters, but I also just bought the Thrustmaster TGT2. And if you're, okay, I need to make this part very clear. Direct drive literally is the future of where all companies are going when it comes to sim racing. And like game developers are getting a lot better at programming for direct drive wheels. Now there are games that don't hit the mark. There's games that really do hit the mark. Before, like if you had, like say you had certain games that would come out, like the force feedback would just feel like it's just like canned. It's fake force feedback. You're getting movement or whatever else, and you're getting force feedback and stuff like that, but it's just not really matching what's going on in the game. And I find that a lot when it comes to like direct drive. But then when you're actually playing a game that is finely tuned for a direct drive wheelbase like the Fanatec DD Pro, it is incredible, like absolutely incredible. And the one-to-one feeling that you get in the steering is, it is incredible. But the TGT2 versus what I have with the Fanatec and the other DD wheels that I've used, it's pretty dang close. Like the TGT2 is a very performant, very premium feeling wheelbase. Like it feels incredible. And now that I've actually got it paired with Thrustmaster's very own TLCM pedals, this wheelbase and that pedal set is phenomenal. Like this thing would last you for a very long time. But like I was just saying, most of these game developers are going to be coming out and they're going to be programming heavily for direct drive wheelbases, and the new harmony effects that we've all been hearing about, the jolt when you're the shift jolt and all of that stuff that you're getting from the new Thrustmaster T598. These are things that are going to give you a tactile sensation as you're driving that's going to feel cool, and that's going to resonate with the T598. The way that wheelbase is built, it's going to resonate into your cockpit, just like the TGT2 does with the transducer when it comes to games like Gran Turismo. And actually I think Gran Turismo is the only one that actually supports that on the TGT2. And it was built in there specifically for Gran Turismo. So there is a good possibility that Gran Turismo 8 will 100% support the TGT2 as the premium, like Gran Turismo experience. Like there's definitely that possibility. But at the same time, like I don't want to recommend buying a TGT2 when you could well, here's the thing. And this here might make it a little bit easier, because we're going to talk about like the overall design of the wheelbase itself. Now, this thing is huge compared to like the pictures that I've seen compared to like a Fanatec DD Pro. Like this thing is massive, and you're going to need to like adjust like the height of your screen or something like that just to get this thing in front of you. And because you want it at a certain spot to where you're looking at it, and if you have your screen at like eye level, man, you're gonna be like looking down on it. Like, thankfully, my FGT cockpit, the screen mount that comes with that can be adjusted like significantly higher and stuff. So if you've got like a built-in cockpit for this thing, absolutely it's gonna be like it's probably not gonna be as big an issue as possible. But then you're driving like this, you know, with your head straight up. Whereas with the Thrustmaster TGT2, like you're and like the Fanatec, you're more level. Like you can look kind of over the wheelbase, over the wheel, and you can see what's going on screen. And I kind of feel like that's a more comfortable position for sim racing. If you're looking up like this, if you're using VR, like if you're using PSVR 2, then the size of the T598 is not going to matter, as long as you're playing like a VR game. But we all know that only Gran Turismo 7 supports, you know, PSVR 2 right now in the racing scene. So, man, it is a very tough decision to try to choose, you know, between the TGT2 or the T598. Well, when you look at the size of it, obviously you can take off the little mount that comes with it, and you can drill holes in your cockpit to thread them into it, so it's just a little bit lower, because that thing's going to add just a little bit more height to it. Obviously you'll be able to lower, like on your like if you're using this thing on a desk, guys. I don't think I could recommend it for a desk right now, but I haven't had this thing in my hand yet to try it. And it's really hard for me to like try to recommend a product over not being able to feel it in my hands, because it just, to me, it's not necessary. I don't know. I mean, like most of the people that are out there reviewing the T598, they all are saying literally the same thing, and that kind of, to me, it's like, okay, like it's almost like it sounds like this is like stuff that they've, you know, like they've been like, okay, well, here's some information. This is the info. It's almost like they're reciting information from the thing and kind of just being like, oh yeah, and like going along with the market speak, if you want my honest opinion. Whereas, like, I understand what the new direct axial flux motor is and what it's capable of, how it's positioned and why it's so big and tall and all of that stuff. Like I've done some decent research on this, and I do appreciate things having access to a Logitech True Force wheel, also being able to have access to a Fanatec DD Pro that actually has some of that type of proprietary feeling in there as well. And to be completely honest with you guys, like, I do like the fact that like the overshoot from the T598 will let you go all the way up to 10 Newton meters. It's 5 constant up to 10 for jolts and stuff like that. So that is pretty cool. The harmony resonance, the way that it, you know, that it will deliver, you know, like vibrating sound, like sound vibrations into your cockpit and give you some sort of you know, like a haptic feedback into your wheelbase and stuff. Very cool, very, very cool. And I don't think that a lot of these guys, you know, if they're out there using like 15, 20, 12, you know, like these higher heavy dutier wheelbases and stuff, using something like a 5 Newton meter wheelbase that just overshoots to 10 every once in a while, I can kind of understand why maybe some of them are a little bit unsure of this. Maybe there's just not a game out there that's fully utilizing the full feature set of the T598. So I can kind of understand why, because I'll tell you, I mean, I'll be honest with you, everything that I've heard from the reviewers, my friends, I'm not excited to go out and buy one myself. You know what I mean? Like, not one of them have been able to sell me on the feature set over a Fanatec DD Pro. None of them have been able to sell me on it, and you know, you have to look at it that way. Yeah, none of them have been able to sell it to me personally, because, you know, sitting here waiting for Thrustmaster to actually send me out a review unit, I'm not even gonna lie, guys. Like I've been like, dude, should I just go out and buy one? And it's like I can't afford to do that this year. Like I can't. I could afford to buy it next year. I just pre-ordered a PS5 Pro. I've just put all that money into the TGT2. That was like $1,200. I cannot go out and buy another $500 unit right now, as much as it would help grow the channel and as much as the, you know, like the views and everything I would get from it. I just can't afford to do that right now. So I'm having to rely on Thrustmaster to actually send me a review unit for that. And I did this to myself. I should have just waited, and if they weren't going to be, because I really did think that I was going to get one right when they launched. I really did. That's why I bought the TGT2, because I wanted to be able to make videos comparing them together. I mean, they did send me out the Thrustmaster TLCM pedals. They sent me out, you know, the T248, the T128. So it's not like they haven't been, you know, supportive of the channel. So I do greatly appreciate that. But at the same time, guys, when you're looking at a new technology like the T598 coming out, and it's a new type of motor, not necessarily new, but it's a new redesigned type take on the, you know, tried and true fashion of like a of these motors. You look at the feature set, like the direct axial flux motors that they're bringing, that Thrustmaster brought out in the T598. But then you look at something that's designed like the T818 that they got. If you're on PC, man, I would probably just recommend getting that. That thing is sleek. It looks incredible, beautiful. It's got 10 Newton meter constant. That thing's a beast. That thing is absolutely everything you're going to need. Are you going to get the same haptic type of feedback that you're getting from the T598? Obviously not, but you don't necessarily need that. To be completely honest with you, you guys do not absolutely need that at all. The only game that I own that has like, that I don't care to use the Fanatec on is literally Gran Turismo 7. That's literally the only game. Everything else feels absolutely phenomenal on that Fanatec DD Pro, and it feels incredible on the TGT2. That, to me, owning the TGT2 for Gran Turismo 7 is worth it. That's worth it to me. I'm satisfied with that. Like, if Thrustmaster doesn't send me that wheel, or I don't get it, or I don't buy it until next year, like, I'm not losing any sleep, because I have the TGT2 to 100% deliver on that Gran Turismo experience that I know and love, and it feels incredible. So if you ask me what I would recommend, and this is tough, okay? Because as a reviewer, or as somebody that really does love this stuff, I know the potential future of direct drive motors. I've used them. I love them. I think they're incredible. Like I said, like I bought this wheel setup, the TGT2, for one game. For one game. That's how much Gran Turismo means to me. Gran Turismo means a lot to me. I've been playing it. It was like the first sim racing game I ever played, and I've been playing it since when it came out back in 1998. I love that game. I've got a long history of that. $1,200 to play that game. Yeah, it is what it is. I love that game, and I think it's incredible. Now, when I look at across the board at everything else, I would much rather use, you know, like my Fanatec DD Pro on a lot of stuff. The TGT2 is more than capable of doing, like, I've played EA Sports, WRC on it. I've played all the games that I like on it, and it does feel pretty dang good. Like, it is a good overall experience. Like, it does feel fine. It more than delivers on the experience. But when I compare that to like what the Thrustmaster, or what the Fanatec DD Pro is, obviously the DD Pro is the better technology. It's not going to wear out as fast, you know. I mean, it is definitely going to heat. It definitely does, you know, gain heat and all of that stuff, but it's not going to wear out as fast as the moving parts inside the TGT2. Now, it is pretty tough, guys. Like, this is a pretty tough decision, to be completely honest with you, but you have to understand the TGT2 is the top of the line Thrustmaster belt wheel drive. Like, this thing is their premium experience for belt drive. If you want their premium experience for direct drive, you're going to have to get a PC, and you're going to have to get the T818. Those two are their top of the line premium wheelbases. The T598 falls somewhere in between where the T300 sits, and then like the the T5 or the TGT2. It's kind of in between that. And build quality and stuff like that would put it more in line with like the T248 build quality wise. So it's interesting, but Thrustmaster is coming out with some other wheels, some other designs that are definitely more premium. They're starting to look a lot more premium. I showed you guys like the hypercar overall, the hypercar thing, and my friends, I gotta say, like, I'm excited about the future of Thrustmaster, but I'm also kind of a little worried about the I'm kind of a little bit worried about the T598. Just the overall size, the design, things like that have kind of got me a little bit worried. I'll have to wait till I get one in my hands to fully explore this and find ways to make it work, because that's one thing you got to understand. In sim racing, you're going to have to learn to solve problems. You're going to have problems. You're going to have to find ways to solve these problems and make things work for you in your setup and what you're doing. So yeah, when I get that T598, I'm going to set it up a little bit different. I'm going to use the wheel stand 2.0. I'm going to be able to lower that deck a little bit and have it a little bit lower, so that I can see if there's ways that I can set it up to get like a view downward angle, so that when I'm looking out across the screen, I can, you know, I'm kind of like in the middle where I can look down, and when I put my head up just a little bit, like I've got good eyesight across the hood of the car, so that I can drive effectively. So I'll get it all set up when I get it. I'll give you guys the best information. Honestly, if Gran Turismo 7 is your main game, yeah, get a TGT2. I think it's incredible. Definitely get the TLCM pedals with that though. Buy the base, buy the wheel. And like, don't buy the bundle that it comes with, because you don't really need that GT rim. That one's kind of small. Get like the Evo racing rim. It's absolutely incredible. Get the TLCM pedals, and then just get the base, the TGT2 base, and you'll save a little bit of money, because it's like $499, $300, and then $250. So that's $500, and that's $1,000 right there. You would save some money going that way and not have a pair of freaking like the old or T3PM or T3PA Pro or T3PA pedals sitting there that just I'm never going to use. So yeah, make sure you get it that way. Get the Evo racing rim. It's 32 millimeters. It feels absolutely incredible on the TGT2. Get the TGT2 base, and then the TLCM pedals. That will be a solid setup that will last you a very long time. Or get the Fanatec. It's about the same price. Get the Fanatec DD Pro and have fun. Like, or wait, you know, or if you want to save some money, get the T598. Like, I feel like all three of these wheels are going to be competitive and deliver an incredible experience for you no matter which way you go. So yeah, I like them all, and well, I haven't touched the T598 yet, but I absolutely do plan on it. If Thrustmaster does not send me one this year, I will probably end up buying it early next year. But that's the best I can do. Christmas coming up, all this other stuff. So yeah, it is what it is, guys. I've already spent so much money on the channel this year, it's not even funny. So all right, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.